Maybe. Well, there we go. Welcome everybody to the much anticipated episode 3 of the Dennis I podcast. We're very fortunate to have some amazing people with us today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, going from my left to right, starting with Lindsay. Lindsay, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you do, and how many times you've been to Summer Institute.
I'm Lindsay Foster. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and this will be my third summer institute. My first one was in 2014, and I teach sixth grade English language arts in a suburb of Fort Worth.
All right. Joining us also is Shelly. How you doing today, Shelly?
Good.
Tell
A
us
little
bit-
nervous. I've never been on a podcast before, so.
It's okay. It's there's only 1 million people watching right now. Shelly, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Shelly Karstens. I'm a library media specialist in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this is my first time going to the Institute, so I'm very excited, a little nervous, but very excited because everybody just seems to be so nice and so helpful. So, we'll see.
What do you teach?
I'm the librarian, so I do like the library classes and I help with the technology and things like that.
Oh, nice.
So I'm in a K-5 school.
Awesome.
True.
All right, and our third guest has already made herself present. Porter, tell us who you are, a little bit more about yourself.
Hey there, I'm Porter Palmer. I'm the Director of Learning Communities at Discovery Education, and my job is to help connect educators to each other around the notion of using Discovery Education materials in their classrooms.
All right.
And this is my 8th, I think. I'll have to calculate again, but I'm pretty sure this is number 8 for me.
All right, well, get those calculations done and we'll come back to you at the end of the show.
All right.
We're correct there. All right, Shelly, I wanted to open it up to you first. As a first-time attendee, what are some of your questions or concerns that you know about Summer Institute?
Oh my goodness. I guess I love the Edmodo group because any of the questions that I have seem to really be answered, like what to bring, because I was like, I don't know what to bring. So I guess the one question I would have is it's the joy themed one. Like how extensively dressed and
So the costume, the celebration.
yes. Because some of the people were like, well, I'm going to do that. And I'm like, oh, so this isn't just a dinner that we all sit down to. Okay.
No, so that evening you will be having dinner in the dining hall, but then after dinner everyone proceeds back to the dorms and they change into whatever their interpretation of the theme is. Lindsay, you're nodding. Would you like to give some examples, perhaps?
I remember the first year I was a Dennis I attendee, and I had that same question you have about how competitive are these people, and do you really dress up, or is this just a joke? And no, there are some people who will come in stuff like, I would imagine, T-shirts with smiley faces on them. That simple. To probably there will be people on pogo sticks jumping for joy.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get. These are very creative people, but anything you want to wear, any interpretation you have, people are going to think is really cool. So don't be intimidated by it.
Okay.
Yeah. Shelly, you'll get everything from Allison Schlady, who a couple of years ago made a working like human camera, to Chad Lehman, who borrowed a shirt from me last year, an hour before the celebration. So.
Yes, I borrowed a bandana from Howard Martin one year to complete my costume. So, and then there are others on our team. Christy Vincent came as a disco ball. So,
Yes.
Like, even within your Discovery Education team, there's a full range of participation in costuming. Lance is a really big fan. I tend to go to the more subdued side of things.
Shelley, do you have a costume in mind that you might want to share with us?
Well, I was debating if I should keep it a secret.
Yes, you should. Don't let him pull that over on you like that.
Nope.
Well, because I was thinking I'm a librarian. I love to read. Books bring me joy.
There you go.
So I was thinking something along that line.
Lindsay, do you want to share anything?
So also I had a question about that Amazing Race. Just a little bit more background knowledge, because that sounds like it would be really fun.
Well, Lindsay is an official cheerleader. Brandon, you have won, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so you are with perfect people, with competitive person and supportive person, which means both ends of the spectrum, although I would say that Lindsay probably is a pretty competitive cheerer. But you are with perfect people to explain the Amazing Race. Which perspective would you like?
Let's go with the competitive.
Oh, all right, Brandon.
So the Amazing Race is probably my favorite thing at Summer Institute. It's just teams of 3 or 4, and you're just kind of going around and think of just like the Amazing Race, going around completing challenges, working together, just having fun. That's what this whole week is about, is making connections and enjoying yourself and having fun. And I think that's in no better place than Summer Institute. There's some people that really enjoy it, and I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed that Lindsay Moorhart's not going to be there this year, because that means I won't have to deal with her and having to put her down. But yeah, it's going to be fun. At some point during the week, someone will organize people that don't have a team yet. If you need a team, come jump on here, and I'm sure
That'll likely be Karen Wells. That, just for those of you who are listening, that's probably who you're going to hear from. So she'll be helping you get organized and on a team if you don't know folks yet. Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
No, that's great. I was going to say it'll probably be in the attendee guide somewhere at some point. Sign up for a team here. Lindsay, talk about the cheerleading aspect a little bit.
Yeah, there's a group of us that last year got together to support the people in the Amazing Race, either because we didn't want to be uber competitive and run in the heat or whatever. We had a couple people who had knee injuries. We had a couple people who just didn't quite know if they wanted to do it. So they joined us, and we had everything from megaphones to clackers to boom whackers to
as if it were a real Olympic sport.
And I have to say that's how I landed in a wheelchair, was repeating my Amazing Race cheerleading event. So I've been told I'm not allowed to do that by my orthoped. I have to sit. So I'll be like shaking pom-poms from the chair this year. But it is, if you're just interested in helping encourage other people and you want to have some fun, or you want to kind of watch, because we got to see everybody as opposed to running past everybody. And there are teams that walk. There are teams that run.
Oh, there are teams that are very competitive about coming in last.
Last, yes. So there are people who want to be first. There are people who are desperate to be last, and there is everything in between. So there will absolutely be a team for you.
No matter where you are on that spectrum, there's something for you.
Think a cross between Minute to Win It and Wacky Olympics and kind of your school's field day, and that's what the Amazing Race is.
Sounds like fun.
Fun will definitely be had.
Yeah.
Well, so we're talking about, those networking type things. So just to pitch this as well, could you guys share a little bit about the Denovator Fair and what that is?
Lindsay, I'll let you answer first on this one.
Denovator Fair is, if you're familiar at all with like Maker Fair type activities, maker spaces, it kind of generated out of that. It was, I think, Christy Vincent's idea a couple of years ago at Nashville.
Well, I'll tell you. Here's the story about the Denovator Fair. So Christy Vincent gets on a plane and she takes a picture of a crochet hook and some yarn. And then she gets off, when she lands, she takes another picture and she has crocheted. I think she crocheted. She could have knitted. I really didn't pay close enough attention. I just saw yarn. She made a scarf. And I was just blown away by this. And I thought, all of the folks who come to the Summer Institute are really creative folks who make stuff. They're all into, cool stuff, whether it's drones or robotics or building things or ham radio, those sorts of, just creative folks. Maybe it's knitting. So I tapped Christy and said, hey, would you be interested in helping organize this Denovator Fair? And so she did. She took it on and she made something that was really great for the community, where they brought in worm farms, and we made arm knitted scarves, and there were lip balm creation stuff. So it went from crafty to high tech, and it was just awesome, right? Lindsay, what have you made at the Maker Fair?
Well, the first year I did the wrapped with the embroidery floss, the earbuds and the cords, so that you could protect your cords for your tech. And I remember Mark Case did the geocaching poo, so it looked it looked like animal scat, but it was really a geocaching thing you could hide geocaches in. And then last year we had t-shirt making, where you could like iron on t-shirts, and we had the hug boxes. Neen did the hug boxes that everybody wants these days. They had, what else did they have last year? The first year we had the ping pong balls with the LED lights in them, where you put in an LED light inside a ping pong ball, and somebody did hula hoops that you could travel with. You could break it down to about this big around and stick it in your case. So there's a lot of unusual stuff. Oh, and the pool noodle puppets. Maybe Connie Mulligan will do those again this year.
Yes, maybe we'll have those again this year. So whatever it is, for those of you who are watching, whatever it is that you make, whether it's something high-tech or low-tech, we hope you will bring some stuff and help teach others. Think of it like a science fair where you show folks, but we want you to bring some materials, so you might want to keep it small. Bring some materials so other people can participate too, and learn how to make a little bit of what you love. Christy will be reaching out to you about it.
There you go. Yeah, we have the spectrum here on this one as well. Lindsay, who's very creative, and then me, who just kind of shows up and
right, you just sort of walk around. Again, it's a social time. There have been people who, what they make was, some cookies from a store or something.
Lindsay, you can't see, but there's people walking around behind you with like virtual headsets. I'm very afraid for where
they're doing Google Expeditions, the Google Cardboard.
So just be on the lookout. Shelly, have you decided how you're coming in yet, via train or car or anything like that?
No, I think we'll head in as a car. I'm carpooling with somebody else from Green Bay, and we were chatting if we should do the car or the train, and I think we decided on the car. So, but I love traveling to train in Chicago. So.
I love that you're already connecting with someone even before. Was it someone that you knew beforehand, or just kind of?
No, it's not somebody I knew beforehand. We just noticed we were both from Green Bay, and we just connected and said, hey, let's carpool.
Hey, so I'll tell you, there are a number of members of this community who have become lifelong friends as a result of something quite as random as that. They're people who were in the same school district. People that come to mind are Zulma Whiteford and Tracy Carpenter, who, because of the Summer Institute, Tracy, I think, reached out to Zulma, and they were from the same district and didn't know each other. And now they are great friends. Happens all the time.
So I love that you're doing that. It's definitely a family environment that's created. So we love that you're already connecting with someone. Lindsay, will you talk a little bit about the connections in the family environment? Maybe some things Shelley could look forward to.
Absolutely. Well, first thing is when you come through the door, and I'm not exactly certain how this is going to work because it's still in the thought process, but I know that we're working on it. You're going to be greeted by somebody from the Blue Crew, which is a group of us that specifically make a point to greet everybody that's arriving, and kind of help Porter and the community team make their job a little bit easier because they have a lot of work that they do. And then you'll have a small group that you get together with, and I'm guessing that stuff's going to come out on the attendee list pretty soon too, as to who your you'll meet your small leader and your small group leader, and your small group leader will reach out to you, and you'll connect with those people in your small group probably before Dennis I even starts.
Yeah. And then you'll meet with them regularly, like almost every day. We take some breaks though.
And so you'll have your small group of people, and that's 10, 15 people in a small group.
Yeah.
So you'll probably get to know those people really well, and then you'll have your roommates, your suite mate. I know that the request list has closed for roommates, but sometimes people request specific roommates, and sometimes people say, I want to be with a new person, put me with a new person. So they've already asked to be put with new people. And then, I encourage you, if you really want to make friends and get to know people, bring a power strip, because there are not enough plugs for these people. I mean, we all bring, when they say, what tech should I bring? Everybody brings their laptops, and they bring their tablets, and they bring their phones, and they bring, last year, I had a power strip that had 6 strips on it, and I also brought a portable battery that would charge 2 devices at the same time, and we were touring around. We'd all gotten together beforehand, and there will be people that come in beforehand and say, we're going to sightsee, who wants to join us? They really do mean come on and come with us. We want to get to know you. I had a power battery portable that charged 2 devices. All my friends were like, okay, I am down to 13%, you're at 20%, and they were like taking other people's phones off and charging their phones. So
yes, have electricity and you will make many friends very quickly, and that's an advantage to being a driver.
Yes, ask Matt. There's a guy named Matt Graves who made all kinds of friends driving people around in Nashville. So it's driving people is a great way to make friends. Connecting to the Dead Amazing Race is a great way to make friends. Your suite mates are going to be your best friends. I mean, I'm really lucky in that I've connected with people over the past 2 years, and one of them, more than one, because of my situation, offered to fly all the way to Fort Worth to make sure I would get to Dennis I. They're like, if we have to rent a car and drive you, get on a train and train with you, get on the plane and make sure that you can get into your seat, we are going to get you there. So trust me when I say, when everybody says it's a big giant family, it really is. And don't be afraid of the people who scream and squeal and run and hug you, because there will be screaming and squealing. I promise, cross my heart. It's a little bit scary at first, but at some point during the week, you'll scream and squeal too. So
every family has one, so.
and then every family has the button pusher. Push all the buttons.
If you don't know who that person is, then it's you. All right, Shelley, any...
No, we do not leave the story. No, that story doesn't sit. No, sir. This is the podcast where we tell all the tales.
We're almost out of time.
So, Brandon, will you promise in a next episode to tell the button pushing story?
We have plenty of time. You can tell it now if you'd like.
So, Brandon, tell us what happened your first Summer Institute. Where were we?
We were in Vermont.
Vermont, yes. I remember I was out on a back porch up above.
So it's about 10 o'clock at night on the first night, Sunday night, and there was
Your
a
first year.
my first year, first official Summer Institute day, and we were working on the WDEN news, and we're in Vermont, and they're very energy sensitive and have all these sensors everywhere, and so the lights went out, and so because they go out at 10 o'clock apparently. So, we're looking at the light switches, can't find them. I see a light up above. Oh, man. And I push what I think is a light sensor. And it's not a light sensor. It's a carbon monoxide detector. And apparently, if you push that, it sets off all the alarms in the building. The fire trucks come. Everybody has to evacuate the building.
Everyone was evacuated. This was his first day at the Summer Institute.
So another way to make friends. Another way to make friends is to make something like that happen. I don't, but if you own it, then it's just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, people were asleep apparently. People were in the shower.
Yes, Darcy Martin was in the shower.
So to those people, I just say you're welcome. Just looking to provide opportunities for people to network at all hours of the day.
That's right.
There you go.
Connections.
You're doing your duty.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, that's that. Now, Shelly, any questions you have or anything you want to leave us with? I know this is maybe even more confusing or more exciting than it was before. But anything you want to ask her?
No, I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait to meet all these people that I've been reading about in Edmodo and things like that. So I'm just very excited.
Can't wait to meet you in real life.
And I can't wait to meet everybody else. I just have a terrible time with names, so if I have to have that blank look on my face, it's because I know your face, but I can't remember your name.
We all have name tags.
Oh, good. Oh, that's awesome.
I'd say I'm very good with names and I'm very good with faces, just not together. Lindsay, anything you want to leave us with?
I just encourage Shelly and everybody who's first-time attendee, get connected, look for those connections, read Edmodo, if you're on Facebook and you're not in the Facebook group, we can add you. Den Chat on Thursday nights is a great way to get to know people. Brandon's done some amazing podcasts in the past, and you can always look at those. Look those up on YouTube. I know we did a Den Chat a couple of weeks ago where that was we did like a Dango thing where we showed all videos to kind of help orient new people and remind people. And I got a chance to see stuff I'd never seen from Den-A-Size I'd never attended. So it's a great way to connect and, reach out. When people say they want to get to know you, they really do. So don't be afraid to reach out.
All right. And Porter, as always, when you're here, I give you the last word.
Well, guys, I am looking forward to seeing y'all in a few short weeks. It's going to be a really great week together.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you learned a lot today. Had some of your questions answered and your nerves eased. And we will see you all in Chicago for a great week of professional development and family. Have a good day, everybody.